Our focus now, of course, is on the budget. Nigerians have been impatiently waiting for the 2016 budget to be assented to by the president. Now, very recently, NOI, a polling survey firm, actually did a survey to find out what Nigerians think about the delay in passing the 2016 budget. I'm being joined now on the program by the Chief Executive Officer of NOI Polls, Mr. Bill Ihua, to shed more light on this survey. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining me.
Morning, my pleasure.
Now, could you just give us an executive summary, if you will, of this this survey that was done with regards to the passing of the 2016 budget? How do Nigerians feel about the fact that it stayed this long and into May?
Yes, I think first things first, to lay some foundation. We're all aware of when the budget was submitted to the National Assembly, thereafter when the budget went missing, also when the budget was withdrawn, and when the budget was resubmitted, and when the budget was considered in the National Assembly. So I think to a large extent the background speaks for itself, and NOI Polls thought it was important to find out the opinion of Nigerians as regards what they think is happening with the budget. Interestingly, most of those we polled, majority, at least 81%, of Nigerians expressed their concern regarding the delay with passing the budget. In fact, many of them said that the passing of the budget is long overdue. And when we asked them, do you think that any delay in the passing of the budget could have some effects? Yes, again, about 8 in 10 of them thought that it could have severe implications on the economy. It could slow down business activities. It could lead to stagnation in the economy. It could lead to poor budget implementation. I mean, if this is the first week of May and the budget hasn't been passed, when are we then going to implement the budget? It could further deepen the fuel crisis, and it could increase the price of goods and services. I was just listening to your last speaker on the commodity updates, where she said update is becoming sticky. Yes, indeed. Nigerians are finding out that what they are buying in the market, the prices of goods and services have gone up, and everyone ties this back to the non-passage of the budget.
So there's slowdown in activities. We're seeing a stagnation of some sort as well in the food commodities market. Do you think that Nigerians seem impatient with the reasons that have been given by the executive with regards its refusal to assent to the budget? Because just today in some of the dailies we read that the National Assembly, the committees that were constituted to look at those grey areas, should be submitting their reports sometime during the week. Do you think that Nigerians are actually satisfied with the reasons given for the delay in passing of the budget and assenting to the budget?
Well, our findings shows that Nigerians are not satisfied. Of course, as you know, government is a major spender. Government spends and has a major implication on the economy. So the lack of non-spending on the part of government because the budget hasn't been passed is severely impacting the economy. So a lot of Nigerians are saying that it could lead to further deepening of the standard of living. It could lead to increase in unemployment rates, and of course that it could stagnate the flow of cash in the system.
So, according to your report, the questionnaire was administered to only respondents who were knowledgeable about the Nigerian budget. Now, based on that, some actually said that some specific sectors of the economy should be given priority. Let me just mention them. Agriculture was one such sector that was said to be given priority to. Education, job creation, health, and power, in that order. Why do you think that they decided to choose these sectors for the budget to really focus on, and not capital spending, capital projects, doing infrastructure, roads and power?
Very, very good question, I must say, and I think the data speaks for itself from a perspective of a pollster. The Nigerian government has been talking a lot about diversifying the economy, an economy that is moving away from crude oil revenue. So the choice of Nigerians, or the selection that there should be investment in the agricultural sector, or the focus should be in the agricultural sector, education sector and job creation sort of ties in. So agriculture is that sector which we believe we have the potentials, we have the arable land that are currently being untapped. Government needs to focus their attention on agriculture. Then education. Of course, education is the sort of interlay that ties across the various sectors. A robust educational system, it's been argued, would lead to a prosperous economy. And of course, job creation, there are severe issues with unemployment at the moment, with a bulging youth population where the population less than 35 are over 60% of the population. It shows you that unemployment definitely is a major issue that Nigerians are looking forward to. So these are raw opinions of Nigerians, the ordinary men and women on the street of the country, expressing their opinions and concerns about the delay with respect to passing the budget.
But then, when you started this conversation, you remarked about the fact that a lot of people had complained that because the budget had not been passed, there was a slowdown in activities. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, infrastructure kind of plays a very heavy role in all of these other sectors that have been mentioned: agriculture, education, health. These sectors critically need very important infrastructure. So if we do not have increase in capital spending, in terms of creating, or in terms of doing roads, in terms of making sure the infrastructure works, how do you think these other sectors will fare?
I mean, you're absolutely right. Infrastructure plays a huge role, and there you can see they also mentioned power. They also mentioned infrastructure. Infrastructure comes, I think, about 7th on the list. Security and transportation. I mean, these are all sectors that sort of tie into one, diversifying the economy, and two, making the economy robust enough so that small and medium-sized enterprises can be on their foot. I was also listening to the PMI results which we're publishing. Apparently, we are in partnership with FBN Quest on the PMI, and we've conducted the survey for that PMI. It showed clearly that the power situation in the country, and of course the challenges with accessing petrol and forex, are major hindrances to the manufacturing sector. So yes, infrastructure plays a huge role, and it will help diversify the economy. But agriculture, education, and job creation are sort of the top priorities Nigerians think, from their estimation, more focus should be put on.
Do your respondents agree that with the lack of a working budget, we've seen continued rise in goods and services? Good, you mentioned the PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index that was just released today in conjunction with NOI polls. Inflation is in double digit. Does your poll or do your respondents agree with the fact that lack of a working budget will continue to lead to an increase in goods and services in the coming month?
Absolutely. I think they are already expressing those concerns. If you go to the market today, what you used to buy a bag of rice or gari 2 months or 3 months ago is currently not what you buy. And these concerns are what is being expressed. I think overall, or at the end of the day, the onus is for the National Assembly and the executive arm of government to sort of put heads together to see how they can pass this budget and make sure that the budget is worthwhile for the average Nigerian man.
So in the days to come, we'll keep our fingers crossed and, of course, continue to look out for that data that comes out from survey firms just like yours. Mr. Berlihua, thank you so much for joining me on the program and shedding more light on those numbers.